Welcome. My name is Matthew Orr. I'm the owner, founder, and chief architect for VoIP Tools. With me today are Aman. He's on our sales team, and Sarah is our chief of staff and keeps us all going in the right direction. So I guess I should start out by saying that I am in London, England today, and so we'll do the best we can with the internet connection that I have in this B&B. Traveling around the world for the next couple of months. I should also say that I'm a technical guy, not a sales guy. So if you're looking for a polished presentation today, you're not going to get that. I'll do the best I can, but I'm a technical guy, not a sales guy. What else? The intent today was to kind of go over all the changes that were released with Service Pack 5. And what I found as I dug into this and started building the presentation is that the WhatsApp piece was the main change from my perspective, and it was really consuming quite a bit of time just kind of going through the WhatsApp stuff. So my presentation today is largely just about WhatsApp. Couple of things though. 3CX does from time to time make changes to their APIs and to their table structures in Postgres. And so we did have a number of changes that were necessary in the relay. So if you've been running older versions of 3CX, Service Pack 3 and earlier, you'll definitely want to upgrade to Service Pack 5. It's proven to be pretty stable for us. So I'd encourage you to update your 3CX to Service Pack 5. There is a hot fix that was released to address a minor issue with WhatsApp. So I'd encourage you to do that as well. That also implies that you upgrade our relay if you're using our tools to maintain compatibility with Service Pack 5. Okay, with that, let's go ahead and move forward with our presentation. A couple of things that you might not know about the WhatsApp integration. I didn't realize that WhatsApp was a Facebook property. They purchased WhatsApp in 2014 for $16 billion. That's pretty awesome. The other thing that was a big surprise to me is that this works with all of the versions of 3CX. That includes the free edition, which we're going to be using today in our demo. Even the new startup edition supports the WhatsApp integration. One of the things that confused me a little bit, because I knew this was a WhatsApp business application, is what do I install on my cell phone to interact with 3CX? And the fact is that you just install the regular WhatsApp application. I should also mention that prior to a couple days ago, I had never used WhatsApp. So if you're looking for a WhatsApp expert, it isn't me. But I do have a pretty good sense of what's required to get this guy set up in 3CX. One of the limitations of this that you may not be aware of is that this is only for external people to initiate a text message with your 3CX agents. It doesn't work the other way around. As a 3CX agent, you can't initiate an outbound interaction with a customer. This is only inbound. The other thing is that you only get one telephone number that you can set up with 3CX. So I would suggest that it's probably should be your main telephone number for your business. This is text only. There's no ability, for example, to migrate a current chat session to video. There's no video with this, it's just chat. The good news is that it's unlimited chat sessions, and they're all free. At least that's my take in reading the pricing document from Facebook. As it looks like there is a small charge depending on where you are in the world for outbound initiated, but for inbound it appears to be completely free and unlimited. But because this 3CX integration only supports external people initiating an inbound chat session, they should all be free. Okay, so what are we going to cover today? We're going to cover how to set up the Facebook business account piece and all of the pieces and parts that are necessary to set up the integration with 3CX. And of course, we're going to set up the 3CX side of this as well. And then we're going to do a couple of text messages just so that you can see that it actually does work. What we're not going to cover today is creating a Facebook account. I assume that all of you already know how to create a Facebook account, nor am I going to show you how to install the WhatsApp client. They're both fairly straightforward. I can show you some of the gotchas that really kind of caught me up when I was trying to install this initially. One of the things I want you to notice right away is the first step. What we're going to do is we're going to set up the Facebook side of this, the initial parts of the Facebook side of this. So you're going to go to https://developersfacebook.com. And so you're going to log in with your Facebook account credentials. On this screen, we're going to scroll down to the WhatsApp business platform and then choose the Get Started button. And that'll bring up another screen, and then we're going to click on another Get Started button. And then this is where we register our business account. So this is just a telephone number that they're using to verify that you are who you say you are. And so it's just a valid number. I'm using my cell phone at the moment for this validation. So it's going to send me an SMS message, and I'm going to get that code and log it in. Check the agree to everything there button. It's just, I was too lazy to edit it out of the video. So this is just some basic stuff that Facebook wanted to know about your company. This is an important step. You do definitely want to choose the application type of a business application type. And then when you give it a name, you need to be a bit thoughtful about this name because it is something that isn't straightforward to change. And then again, your password, that's just your Facebook credentials password. And we've got some rubbish that they want us to do. And scroll down to set up the WhatsApp portion of it. So we've created the business account. Now we're creating a Facebook business application. And I want to pause here real quick. If you look up near the top on the from, you see a test number 1-555-030-2615. They give you a free test number, but you're not going to really want to use that for anything. What you really want to do is create a phone number in this application that is the main telephone number on your 3CX server. So we're going to go down here and we're going to add an additional phone number. As I said, I'm in the UK right now. This is just stuff that I suspect Facebook is using for marketing purposes, and I guess my company is in the United States, so I should probably set the United States. Okay, so this is where you're going to paste in your main telephone number. So let me pause here for just a second. So we're in 3CX now. We're going to go to the inbound rules, and then we're going to find one of the DIDs that you've created on your 3CX system for this test machine. This is just a DID that we got for this test server. You're going to want to copy that guy, put it in Notepad or something like that, and then you need to define where calls are going to go when somebody initiates a call into your WhatsApp account on 3CX. So one of the things that I want to point out here, I'm going to pause again, is that you noticed on that inbound rule, I had the calls to that DID routed directly to me. And the reason for that is that if you look on the screen, I'm going to verify the telephone number, that I own that telephone number, by receiving an inbound telephone call from Facebook, where they're going to give me a special code that I'm going to need to put in here in just a second. So wherever you route that telephone call, somebody needs to be prepared to answer that telephone and listen to the code, and so that you can put it in somewhere else. So just keep that in mind. You may not have text messaging on here, so because this is your main business number, this is the way I handled it anyway. Okay, so you get a telephone call and it tells you the number over and over and over again. So you get plenty of opportunity to get the numbers in there while that telephone call is going, and you just hang up. And it's going to go out and verify that telephone number, that it's a valid telephone number. And then we're going to select that telephone number that we've added rather than the test one that they gave us. And then you want to copy that phone ID and put it into Notepad somewhere, because we're going to need that when we're setting up 3CX. We're then going to go in here. Oh, that went a little bit fast, but we're now creating an admin user, and then we're going to apply administrative rights to this application that we've created. So that's what's going on right now. Rubbish. This is where we're going to add the app. This is giving that administrative user rights to administer this application. That's what's going on here. Now we're going to generate a token, and this token is going to be used by 3CX. So we're going to specify what some of the permissions are that we're going to need with this token. So there's two of them. They both start with WhatsApp, so that should make it simple to find. And you're going to want to copy this token, and again, save it separately in Notepad, because you're going to need it here in a bit when we get into the 3CX configuration. All right, so now let's pause for just a second here. Now we're going to go and create what is, in some respects, kind of like a SIP trunk, except that this is a trunk for communicating with WhatsApp. So I was really surprised when I got into the standard version of 3CX, and lo and behold, that option was there. So yes, indeed, you can. I found WhatsApp is a perfectly fine name for this. I'm pasting in the token that we got and the phone ID that we captured from the Facebook side of things. And now I'm grabbing that webhook, and again, you want to save that in the Notepad separately. And here we are again, specifying where do these telephone calls get, where do these chat requests get routed? Now, normally you would route them to a queue, and then you would assign agents to that queue. And then you can use the various polling strategies that are built into 3CX for distributing those calls. So round robin, all of those kinds of polling strategies. This is a standard version, so I don't have a queue. So I just forwarded it to my phone specifically. So when we initiate a chat from the outside, it's going to come in through this trunk. It's going to say, okay, who's assigned to this trunk, what extension, that's currently set to me, and then it's going to send that chat request to my web client. Okay, so we're back in Facebook, and we're going to configuration. Let me pause here real quick. One of the things I want to note is that when I went through this process initially, I was going all over in Facebook, trying to figure out and follow the instructions that 3CX provided on their website. And it turns out that you really only need to be right in this little section here. So you don't need to get too far afield when you're setting this all up. It's all pretty much in these two options, getting started and configuration. All right, so we're going to paste in that webhook that we grabbed from 3CX, and then they want a token, and this is just any random characters. It doesn't have to be anything special. You don't need to remember it. You're never going to use it or see it ever again, so just type in whatever you want there. And then we need to tell this webhook what events we care about. So I'm going to subscribe to the message events. And that's pretty much it. We've set all this stuff up. So now it's a question of testing. So if you go back to get started, and we're going to come up here and we're going to see if it works from this level. And if we can get it to work at this level, then we can feel confident that it's going to work when we actually do it live. Now you'll see a couple of messages on the screen here. These are all fine. You don't need to worry about them. If they look like error messages, don't panic. But I did discover a couple of things. One is that if you screw any of this up, like forget to choose Great Britain when you're using a British telephone number, you can get some strange error messages like invalid parameter. So if you get an invalid parameter message, go back there and look, make sure that you're putting in the right a country code when you put in the telephone number. And that will certainly help. All right, now there is another quirk here, and that is that you have to click on this next section there in order to activate the send messages button. So it took me a bit to realize. Now, if you get a successfully sent message, it's time to do the happy dance, because that means that things are working on your side. So now I've moved over to my web client, and you see here's my hello message that was sent from my cell phone to the 3CX telephone number. I grabbed that and went down to the bottom, typed in a message. Yeah, I got it. Did you get it? And I was able to respond back with a yes. So that is our demo for today. I hope this has been helpful for you. This was a couple of days of work for me trying to understand how this all works. Being new to WhatsApp, I was starting from ground zero, and that might have contributed some to some of the challenges that I faced. But it was also challenging because the instructions that 3CX provided didn't match the screens that I was seeing when I was walking through the steps. So these instructions are up to date as of about 4 o'clock this morning was when I was grabbing most of the stuff. So yeah, it should be all current. So let me thank you for taking some time to spend with us today. I very much appreciate it. If you'd like to get back to us, if you have more questions, if you'd like to know a little bit more about our company, you can get us by email, by live chat, by phone. We have staff on live chat 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So you can get both support and sales assistance pretty much anytime. And with that, I will again say thank you for your time. Hopefully you found this useful. Hopefully I've answered all your questions. With that, thank you very much.